Good evening, everybody. We saw a tremendous game. Scott Oshman here for our Division I championship, joined now by Dave Lowe, the U.S. Lacrosse president of the Washington chapter. Dave, good to see you again. How are you?
Doing great.
That was a heck of a first Division II championship game.
Tough to beat that. Came right down to the wire. It was great to see two Seattle schools battle it out.
Always good to check in with you. Want to talk about a couple of things. First of all, the lacrosse game, both boys and girls, is not a sanctioned sport yet, WIAA here in the state of Washington. What's the update on that progress as we are here today in 2013?
Well, Scott, we have about 9,000, a little over 9,000 people playing lacrosse in Washington, and we're working with WIAA, the sanctioning body in the state of Washington. It's a long process, involves an application. We will probably put an application in the next few years. So it takes a lot of support from a lot of different administrators, a lot of fan support, but we think we'll get there in the near future.
Excellent. And what's also the update, big milestones this year for U.S. Lacrosse Washington chapter? Talk about your expansion to the east side and some other great things you've accomplished this year.
Yeah, well, it's real exciting. We this year, for the first time, we had an Eastern Washington division in the boys league, which was very exciting. We've got teams playing in the middle of the state, down in Tri-Cities, down in Vancouver. So for the first time, we can really say that lacrosse is being played all throughout the state of Washington, which is very exciting. We also, as a chapter, are doing our best to give out equipment grants to new teams. So that's one of our big pushes, is to try to get more kids playing the sport.
Excellent. Dave Lowe, president of the U.S. Lacrosse Washington chapter. Right here, we're just about ready for face-off. It's the Wolverines of Bellevue and Mercer Islanders here on the Division I state championship. Dave, always good to catch up with you. Appreciate the time.
Thanks, Scott.
And we're getting ready for face-off right back here, the Washington State championship game presented by Muscle Milk right here on the Lacrosse Network. We'll be back right after this.
Thanks, Dan.
We're back with the face-off. Scott Oshman joined with Washington State Hall of Famer Tony Only. And Tony, we're getting going here on this heavyweight match. Mercer Island in the maroon, Bellevue in the gold.
You just thought Delvin Conway win that face-off, and that's going to be a big part of this game, is ball possession and face-offs. He's been really hot through the playoffs. He's been consistent all year. It's going to be great watching that matchup today.
And in the first meeting you and I did on May 3rd, where Bellevue won 9-8, it was a great ball game. I know face-offs was a huge part of that game. And it will be again tonight. These are the two best teams, basically, Tony, in the state of Washington on the West Coast. And it's led right there, the ball, Hayden Riesman. Heading to St. John, tries it, but there's a big stop by Medeiros.
Yeah, nice early save by Medeiros. As a goaltender, you want that. You want a good save to start your game with, get yourself focused in.
Not to relive, there's a off the top of his stick there, regains control. Gulrajani gets it back, now in the midfield. Pratt coming up, get a shot on goal quickly there.
And you're seeing what Bellevue wants to do right there. They want to have this be a run-and-gun game, and Mercer Island wants to slow it down. So any opportunity Bellevue gets, you're going to see them do just that.
Hale with the ball. He has got an absolute rocket. Working, now he draws a double. Back up. Dakota Jones takes a good little rip off goal. Talk a lot about Dakota Jones going to West Point. Working around the crease now. Cole Johnson. Denied.
And just like Bellevue, Benji Rothenberg there for Mercer Island. Nice to get that first save out of the way.
Rothenberg, one of the best goalies. Medeiros in their first meeting of the year. Tries a little low burner stop by Rothenberg.
Yeah, Coach O'Hearn says Rothenberg really overlooked. Other goalies are flashier than him, but really he's been the rock that's gotten Mercer Island here.
The junior brings it out now. He's going to come all the way down to the other side. He shoots. stop by Medeiros.
And that's the great part about lacrosse. You know, once the goaltender leaves that crease, he's a field player. If you look at him, they barely wear any pads for just that reason. When they get the ball, they got to be able to move with it.
Little light rain squall coming over here. We're coming to you live from downtown Seattle, Washington, Memorial Stadium. As you see Mercer Island now there's Riesman getting doubled, and you'll see that all night long.
Yeah, Riesman's the reason the Mercer Island is here. He had the game-winning goal in overtime versus Bainbridge on Wednesday.
An incredible game. You see Mahoney now. Peter, the long family tree of the Mahoney family, he's heading to Yale. There's a shot by Svedstedt. Steen.
You know, and I got Svedstedt down for being one of my difference makers. You know, I think people overlook him as well. And if he can come up with 2 or 3 goals this game, that really could keep Mercer Island in it and give him a chance to win this one.
Saw a terrific game in the first Division II Boys State Championship. Nathan Hale winning on a last-second goal by Will Snyder. As again, hard defense there as you saw Riesman go down. Pass it over. Shot by Steen again. Goes out of bounds.
You know, a name for Bellevue you don't hear mentioned very much at all is Garrett Moffitt. But it looks like they're putting Moffitt on the top midfielder, either Riesman or Condon's coming in now. He's a great short stick midi defender.
Back up top, Condon. Sophomore. Guarded up top by Moffitt, as Tony just mentioned, the junior. Now they get it off. There's Condon getting hassled. Back outside. You see the quickness. There's a shot and a stop again by Medeiros. Brings it back into his house where no one can get it. Mahoney took a good whale at it. You're seeing one of the 2 finer goalkeepers you'll see in high school lacrosse.
Yeah, we're going to have offsides on Mercer Island. First penalty of the game.
Here's Bethke. Driving down the alley. A little over the shoulder, a little jump shot, bounces wide. Of course, he's got number 11 for Mercer, Chase York, the All-American.
Yeah, an unfortunate error by Preisler there on the ride. He wasn't close enough to the sideline. The interesting thing about lacrosse is you can actually go off sides as long as you're out of bounds, but he stayed inside the orange cone on the far side. This slipped over midfield. They didn't have enough players in their offensive attacking in. They got flagged for the 30-second offsides.
Bellevue at it again. Lean now with the ball, number 1. Drops it back to Bethke. Bethke makes the X behind the cage. His spot. The quarterback. Swinging it around quickly. And there's a shot! And it is Bethke. The future Buckeye opens it up with a 1-0 score here in the state championship.
Yeah, I don't see if we'll see a lot of man-ups in this game, but Bellevue's man-up, and admittedly so, is a free-flowing man-up. They really don't have a designed play. They're just smart, high-IQ lacrosse players. They just find a little avenue for a shot, and that's exactly what happened there.
Ready at X, fight at the center. Both kids now. Jenkins falls on the ball, but York comes up with it. They'll get it back out to Mahoney. Riesman now comes in along with Svedstedt, number 2. They get it to Riesman. Riesman, Tony, you talked about early in the season, had a injury, but has come on strong.
Outstanding season. Abbreviated, but outstanding.
Broken hand. Held him out early. behind the cage. Now they're swinging around. Vetter now behind the cage, 13. Now back up top. Justine Svedstedt, one of their leading scorers. Couldn't handle it. Mahoney gives it up. And that's Hendrickson, big number 99, coming all the way down. Hendrickson, had Hunter Lean wide open.
And that was Chase York going to Loyola. 2 years ago, national champion, outstanding defender, All-American in the league, quick hands, and that's part of the reasons he's so good. He saved the goal right there.
And he's got the ball. He gets it over to Rothenberg, his goalie. If you just joined us, Rothenberg took one all the way, coast to coast, and had a shot on goal earlier. Wind is picking up. Rothenberg wants it, goes again, and he gets it.
No, they're going to wave that off.
He's in the crease.
Yep, they're going to wave that off.
Did you expect Benji Rothenberg to take it twice?
Leading both teams in shots right now.
That is unbelievable. Bellevue trying to do the same. Rothenberg stops it. As Dakota Jones flies into the goal, still on the ground. Another shot, it's in and it's good. And this time it's Cole Johnson.
Really interesting series right there, and I can see the Mercer Island bench being a little upset. Aaron Karansky, one of the top referees in the league, made that a play-on situation. It was a Bellevue crease violation, but Rothenberg was over there to pick the ball up. So instead of blowing the whistle, we're going to play on. He gets lit up.
Unbelievable start here at this Division I state championship game. It's rock and roll time. These two are going at it. Devin Conway with the face-off win. Did a phenomenal job in the first meeting on May 3rd when these two teams met in the regular season. Bellevue up 2-0 here in the opening minutes of the first quarter. There's a shot on goal. Denied by Maderas, but the rebound caught, and Riesman tries, and Maderas stops it. Cooper Johnson went in. Rebound picked up by Riesman. Maderas shutting the door early.
Well, Mercer Island had 25 shots in the fourth quarter of their semifinal game, but didn't get a lot of goals out of that. They're going to get a lot of shots. It's going to be whether or not some of those go in the back of the cage.
Preisler, 22, gets it over. Another shot on goal by Cooper Johnson. Cooper Johnson, one of the quicker players. Saw him in their first meeting really take it to the rack very quickly on a quick first step move as they reset. Hayden Riesman, the senior, heading to St. John's. Big time player. Dishes it off. There's a little low burner by Mahoney, but it's off goal.
I like Mercer Island's philosophy. With the first game we did, Scott, they really played it close to the vest. I like it that they're opening it up a little bit. I know they don't want to have an up and down running game, but shots. It's all about shots.
Preisler now gets it to Johnson. Cooper getting heavy hits. Riesman fires Maderos again with a stop. And he smothers the rubber before releasing out. Bellevue on the run now. Pratt hit by Mahoney, but he absorbs it. Back behind the cage, ball down. Bethke comes up with it. Goes off, has an angle. Can't get it. York, unbelievable defense. Now he loses the ball. Mahoney has it for Mercer Island.
Yeah, these guys are fired up. There's some extracurricular behind the ball. Referees are going to let them play. This is a D1 championship game.
My goodness. As we pause for a second here, not too long. Evan Condon working on Cooper Johnson. Two-way middies. Here's a shot, a deep ball. Unbelievable. Brett Bottomley, the sophomore, comes in and gets Mercer Island on the ball from way downtown.
Now, wow, where did he come from? That was a rocket. Top right corner, step down. That was a 15-yard shot. I think in outdoor professional lacrosse, he would have got 2 points for that. Wow.
Unbelievable beginning here in the first quarter. 1:52 left. Bellevue holding on to a 2-1 lead.
And that was a rocket. And Mercer Island with another face-off win.
A call against Bellevue. Devlin Conway, again, the junior, coming up big on face-offs. Round the far side, the rain has subsided. The sun trying to break through. Riesman getting hacked hard, but he fires anyway, and Medeiros right in his net. Alan Cho is D'ing him up. Here comes Dakota Jones off the pipe. It says it's a goal. Dakota Jones unleashes his rocket.
You know, and you hear the crowd booing, you hear the coaches upset about that. The goals are set up with a flat iron that goes along the turf. In the old days with the round pipe, you'd expect a rebound like that. Not with these new goals, and people know that. But if you hit it just right, just like that, and Aaron Karansky, the official, was right on the goal line, he saw it, touch the net, and bounce out.
Tony, we were talking before we went on the air for this game. You said you were down talking to the coaches. They were tight. I tell you what, these kids are not tight. They are loose as loose.
Yeah, I really agree with you on that, and I just see Coach O'Hearn talking. But, you know, official Karansky said, I was right there, I saw it, it went in.
Conway been winning the face-off match, and he does it again. A little pinch and pop to himself. Ball loose, though, on the far side, out of bounds. It's going to be Wolverine ball. Got a phenomenal treat coming up. We're going to get him in. This game is so fast and furious. We have Mike Conway, All-American from Duke, 1988. Understand now resides here in Seattle. Going to get him on the air real quickly, get his impressions of this game. It has been fast, high-octane action here in Seattle. Lean back now behind Bethke. Bethke with 1 goal already tonight. 30 seconds left in this first quarter. The Washington State Division I State Championship game. Scott Oshman along with Tony Olney. On the right side, Hale. Kick saved by Rothenberg. Trying to push it on the near side was Blake Backer. Pulls it out, 15 seconds left to go.
That was a very similar rebound, but obviously that one did come off the pipe.
I thought Rothenberg might have gotten his foot on it, but it looks like it did hit the pipe. Riesman now. Roll dodge, spins.
Not much time. We need to get a shot here.
Preisler turns around off to the right wide, and that will do it for 1 quarter of play here in the Washington State Division I Championship game presented by Muscle Milk.
This is dead right now, so you'll go on it live. I'll pull it back up. There you go. Yeah, both.
This Washington State Division I Championship game is brought to you and sponsored by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk, ready to drink, is a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle, and protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk, workout recovery fuel, give me strength. Welcome back, Scott Oshman. Now I'm joined by Mike Conway. You're making me look as short as I am now. Mike, glad to have you here. What's, again, 1988 All-American at Duke Lacrosse. You reside here. What's your first impressions here of this unbelievable D1 matchup here, Bellevue and Mercer Island?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been a fast-paced game, very fast-paced.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a fast-paced game. I think both teams, as you get into the second quarter, they're going to start to settle down. I feel like Bellevue was probably the more loose team. Mercer Island, a little bit tight. But the fundamentals are strong, fast-paced. I think it's going to be a great game.
We're going to keep Mike with us on the call here in the first quarter, and we'll come back to that as we've started here the second quarter. Whoa, there we go. So, Mike, Chase York now with the ball for Mercer Island. Very free-flowing. We did these two teams on May 3rd. Tight first quarter. Actually, I don't think anybody scored until right at the end of the first quarter. They are laying it out on the line.
A different game this time.
What about the level of play nationally here in Washington State, Mike, as you look at these players?
Well, my understanding is that these are club programs, but you wouldn't really tell it from the way they're playing. I mean, the fundamentals are very strong. I can tell a lot of these kids have been playing for a long time. You look at the defender here coming down, making good decisions. Goalies are strong. I mean, it's a high-quality program here.
Yeah, you're seeing the big difference here for the state of Washington. These two programs, premier athletes.
Yes,
they're just true Division I. A lot of them going on to play big-time NCAA Division I lacrosse at prominent programs.
Well, that surprised me actually. As I'm recently here to Seattle, I wasn't sure how strong the programs were. And another great goal.
There's a shot. It gets by Rothenberg, and that is Cooper Johnson, the junior, filling it up. His first goal of the night, but now Bellevue 4-1. So what brings you to, first of all, after your lacrosse career, have you stayed in touch with the game? Have you been connected to it?
I have. I played for probably about 15 years or so, and then finally hung up the sticks, and now I'm coaching, helping my son. My son's 8 years old, so I've been coaching his team and looking to get back into it in a slightly different way on the coaching side.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, what was your favorite? What's one of your favorite parts of the game? As far as, were you defender?
Well, growing up in Baltimore, I was a midi. I was recruited to Duke as a midfielder, and I just kept growing, kept getting bigger and bigger, and they switched me to close stick D, which actually was a perfect combination for me. Because of my my midfield experience, it made for a strong experience for me as a close defender.
Bethke now to Cole Johnson. Johnson, one of the premier athletes, an All-American. Look at him working.
Good defense as well, though. Staying with him. Good checking.
Nice job there by Zach Taylor. Gets it into Lean. Lean tries it. Rebound picked up by Hale.
All right.
Bethke looking for two, and he's got him. Nothing Rothenberg could do there.
No. Defender went back there. He didn't set up. Was out of position, and the guy ran right past him.
Mercer Island is going to take a timeout. It's been an absolute thrill. Pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Enjoy lacrosse. We hope to see you around the game here for many years to come.
Thank you.
Again, Mike Conway, 1988 All-American at Duke. Big-time lacrosse. We thank you for coming on. Timeout on the field. We'll be back here in just a second. Muscle Milk. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Muscle Milk, workout recovery fuel. Give me strength. Also brought to you by Wrecking Ball Demolition. Check it out. Visit wreckingballdemo.com. It's demolition with a difference. Back here, 9:40 left in this first half. Back on line here is Tony Olney. Tony, pleasure and a treat here to get Mike Conway his thoughts on this game, just newly coming to Seattle.
Well, I was just talking to him when he said, here I come to Seattle. I've been here for 2 months. I didn't think my son could play lacrosse. And I'm going, no way. You live in the Central District.
And that, again, is Cole Johnson. His first goal of the night. We were just talking about him again, the All-American heading to the military academy. 4 goals on the postseason, now make it 5.
Yeah, no, outstanding Division I athlete. So I was talking to Mike just as he's leaving here, and I said, hey, wait a second, Scott McCall's running the Central Area Youth Program. There is a spot for your son to play lacrosse right by your house.
That's great. Face off again. Big win right there for Conway.
Scott, how about Bethke's goal? Holy cow, that was an ankle breaker. My gosh, that was a quick move to the cage.
Bellevue is hot early. Mercer Island, Ian O'Hearn. Longtime co. There's a big strike, but Medeiros is there. Evan Condon tried to get him by it.
You know, I think this shooting's been the Achilles heel, and you're not going to get easy shots against that Bellevue defense, but you got to figure out a way to get some better shots.
Dakota Jones now gets Condon to get a little push, but there's a timeout now. Bellevue here with 8:38 left to go in the second quarter. Bellevue up 6-1. Didn't quite work out of that last timeout for Mercer Island. What's Mercer Island got to do? They got to stop this train.
Right, and I think that it's going to start with you're winning your face-off, so you're getting ball control. It's getting better shots. Mercer Island's taking too many outside shots, and right now with the goaltending, those just aren't going to fall. Just like in the Division II game, we started talking about the fact that let's get some assisted goals here. Let's make the goalie move his feet. You're going to get some better looks. The problem is that Bellevue defense is so athletic and so quick, it's not going to be easy. But you're going to have to work the doubles, the dumps, and maybe make the additional pass after it's been dumped to you. Make the one more pass and see if we can't sneak back in this game.
Well, all the stars are out here in this D1 big-time state championship contest. Bethke with a rip, going to Ohio State. Cole Johnson getting into the action. Dakota Jones been big early, another captain heading to West Point Academy.
Now, there's a lot of Division I talent on this field. And you see it, both these teams traveled back east. Both these teams can be successful against the best schools in the nation. They've done it right. And both coaches, Coach O'Hearn and you got Coach Bauman, they both played together at Albany. You know, they played a lot of lacrosse. They've got good assistant coaches, good program, good parental support, school support. You know, every piece of the puzzle's there.
Mercer Island now looking for a big stop. Come out to the near side. Simon Jenkin, one of the best face-off players in the state. Now back to Cole Johnson.
Got a shorty on him.
He's got a shorty, makes his move. York there to back him up. Cross, skip pass, bounces. Rothenberg can't get it behind the back by Bethke, no good. No look. Bethke has just got all the tricks out tonight.
Yeah, that got the crowd going. And actually, not an unwise shot there in that situation.
Rothenberg finally gets it up to Mahoney. Peter Mahoney comes down. Moffitt on him. Mahoney trying to make some room. Now feeds it on the ground, picked up by Preisler. Now back to Mahoney. Mercer Island trying to just relax, calm down, get a good look. Set the ISO for Mahoney. Cross crease to Roram, who's been quiet so far.
Yeah, Medeiros, another nice save. He has come to play today. That's what Mercer Island wanted. The cross the face of the goal pass. Great looking shot, but a great save too.
Roram did such a great job on their regular season matchup behind the cage with some great feeds as diving lean tries to keep it in bound, and it's going to go Mercer Island ball.
Coach Bauman was concerned sometimes this Bellevue team takes a quarter off. They got to be careful here. We still got half a quarter of lacrosse before halftime. You want to keep playing, and you want to win every quarter.
Preisler now with it on the far side. Taken by Backer there. D'ing him up. 6:31 to go here in the first half. This championship game presented by Muscle Milk right here on the Lacrosse Network. Cooper Johnson with 1 goal tonight, working behind the cage. On Hendrickson on him. Cooper.
Interesting, Bellevue's gone into almost a type of a zone defense there.
Preisler thinks about it, now reloads.
So they got Blake Backer, their very best defender. He's just hanging out on the top of the crease, looking to take anybody that comes through there.
Riesman. Horn goes off. Clock stops at 5:42. Official looks over to the table as you see Hayden Riesman in your frame.
Boy, another inadvertent signal. Table area's got to get their game together.
Here comes Condon. Condon's taking a couple shots tonight.
Yeah, so I'm sure in the wide shot you can see that. Backer's just playing right in the top of the crease. He's not guarding anybody. He's just ball hawking.
Condon Jones now feeling him. Condon with a little turnaround overhand shot, no good. Backed up. Cooper Johnson. Back to Condon. Condon's got some height, but that's about it on Jones.
Really, I think Mercer Island should go into more of a man-up type set. Really get the ball moving, make Bellevue slide out of position. Right now they're doing too much one-on-one dodging. It's just setting backers set up for that, and the other defense, they can settle into a really tight box.
Condon now going to go to the other side, come over to the near side. Still working on Jones. Gets it out. There's a hard shot by Riesman, but way high. Preisler tries to go under. A little clever shot by Backer, but no good. Back out top. There's another shot. Stopped by Medeiros. Bellevue on transition. Long stick shot by Andrew Matthews. The senior wants a little loving.
Yeah, that's a tough shot for a goaltender to save. The ball just comes at a really weird angle from that long stick. No problem with that shot. That was a good shot in transition right there. You know, now Mercer Island or Bellevue, they haven't played offense for a little while, so they're going to settle it down. Under 4 minutes now. Comfortable 5-goal lead.
Up top, swinging it around. They'll get it back to the general behind the cage. Bethke. Cole Johnson on his wing. There's going to be a call.
Got a crease violation there. Must have just touched it with his toe.
Mahoney picks it up for Mercer Island. The Islanders down by 5 here. 3:30 left to go in the first half. Trying to get something going. Drawing 2 in the midfield. There's Bethke. Johnson. Gets it now to Svedstedt. Steen looking to get into the action. Justin Roram. Bottomley, the sophomore, with a big goal in the first. Shoots again. Off goal. Medeiros is chasing.
Not shy, is he? I like it.
Never met a goal he didn't like, it looks like. Vetter. Seeing if he can get an angle. Collision in the middle. Ball picked up by Bellevue. Coming down, they have numbers. Quick pass, quick shot. Hunter Lean with his first tonight. What fast break, what transition. Mercer Island couldn't get back, and it's 7-1.
Yeah, that was a classic 4-on-3 fast break. That's something when you first pick up a lacrosse stick, they're going to teach you how to run, and Bellevue couldn't have run it better. Mercer Island's defense, perfect tight triangle. They anticipated, they were right in their hands. But again, Bellevue has so many skilled players. They can catch the awkward pass. They can make the awkward shot. Rothenberg didn't have a chance on that. That was a great fast break.
Bellevue fans like what they see so far. Can they win their second consecutive state championship? They lead in trophies in the state. Mercer Island trying to get back into this game here. 7-1. 2 minutes left. Broken up, a ton of traffic trying to get the ball to Roram.
Yeah, we'll have interference on Bellevue there. Mercer Island player got tripped up. And because it's a loose ball, there'll be no penalty for that.
Ian O'Hearn wants another timeout. Ian, in his 14th season here at Mercer Island, has built a tremendous program, but he's got to get the wheels back on his bus here to stay with the Bellevue Wolverines. This Washington State Division I high school championship game is presented by Muscle Milk. Muscle Milk Ready to Drink is a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle, and protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk, workout recovery fuel, give me strength. Mercer Island fans trying to find something to get excited about. I kind of beckoned back, Tony, to the first game. You know, they had Roram behind the cage. They had Svedstedt in it. They had Riesman making cuts. They were moving the ball, being patient, and they were in the game as the rain lightly comes down again here with the sunshine also coming on the field. Up top now, Svedstedt from the point. Takes a shot. Wide there to back it up is Charlie Vetter. Svedstedt, the lefty. Roram now on the near side. Gonna get back up to the point. Riesman. Roram. Preisler trying to get something going. Out of bounds. Costly turnover for the Islanders. Bellevue ball, 1:25 left in the first half.
That was a great little finesse check by Backer. You don't have to clobber guys to get the ball out of their stick.
Call on the field. Timeout Bellevue as Hendrickson, number 99, was running down the field. Stay with us at halftime. We'll have a couple great guests as well in this Division I state championship game. You see John Bauman there working on his crew. Wrecking Ball Demolition is a proud sponsor of this Division I state championship game. Wrecking Ball Demolition offers full building demolitions, neater, cleaner, and faster. Wrecking Ball Demolition, demolition with a difference. To learn more, visit wreckingballdemo.com or call 425-339-3111. You see Bellevue now, they can feel it's still a long, long way to go. And we saw even in their first meeting, Mercer Island climb back and made that one interesting right down to the wire.
You know, other than face-offs, Bellevue's dominated this game. And they have a system. They have a system at Bellevue that works, and you're going to see them play this system again. You can see Mercer Island coming out here. They're locking off Cole Johnson. But I talked to Coach Bauman. He said he expected that lock-off to happen, but he knows the other 5 guys in the field, they can all score.
Hale now with it. Gets it down to Bethke as the wind picks up. But the sun's shining.
Now this lock-off gave Bellevue fits in their first matchup.
Under a minute to go. Bethke loses it. Big check. Mercer Island now. They don't have much time. Kieran Coles again had a huge night. May locks up big with Jones. Looking for time. That was a big time collision there with Jenkin and Jones. Svedstead trying to find some room, sees an alley, but Medeiros had eyeballs on that all the way.
Yeah, that just wasn't a good shot, throwing it right in his stick.
Long clear, Bethke comes up to grab it, and that'll do it for the first half. Washington State Division I Lacrosse Championship halftime, 7-1, Bellevue on top. We'll be back with more right after this. 7-1 Bellevue over Mercer Island. We're back live at Memorial Stadium here in Seattle, Washington. Halftime of the Division I Boys Lacrosse State Championship. Bellevue up 7-1. Scott Oshman along with Hall of Famer Tony Olney. And Tony, we've seen one half of play and just want to talk a second about Cole Johnson for Bellevue and Hayden Reisman for Mercer Island.
Well, you look at Cole Johnson. You stand next to him down in the field. He's a man. He's a Division I athlete. Obviously good in the classroom, a great leader. Going to the Army Academy, and he's the type of kid that we should all be proud of from this area. Going to play for the Army, going to represent his country, represent the great lacrosse that's out here. As far as Hayden Reisman goes, what a solid kid he is. Great in the classroom, and really at Mercer Island, he rode them into this championship game. He took care of business, and I was thinking about it in the semifinal game. We had a power outage in the semifinal game. During overtime, they come back out, and I said, boy, the Bainbridge guys better pay attention to Reisman, because I think Mercer Island has set him up for him to get the ball. They set up a double screen. They get it in a stick. He's one-on-one with the goalie, and you just knew he was going to score and win that game. He's going to be sorely missed when he graduates, but going to St. John, going to be a Johnnia. It's going to be great. Play lacrosse out there. He'll represent our state well.
Cole Johnson coming in, as you talked about, 60 goals, 47 assists, as you saw up there on our graphic. Again, Reisman, 20 goals, 13 assists, but just a big-time leader out there in the field that will be sorely missed.
Well, half the season he was out with a hand injury. So if you look at those stats, you could basically double those, and it'd be a lot closer to Johnson's stats.
That's true. Absolutely correct with that broken hand injury. Just a couple highlights there. We're still at halftime here. Bellevue up 7-1. Mercer Island, however, can come back. As you look at these two teams, just got they moved the start time up. We didn't have a time for this graphic. You look at these two programs, again, Bellevue and Mercer Island, you can see what tremendous success they've had over the years.
Well, and let's just talk about the last 4 years. In 2010, I like to call that championship the stick check game. That was the beginning of Bellevue. That's where Bellevue comes back. They win the game in overtime. The next year, call that redemption. That was redemption for Mercer Island. They had graduated a class for the first time in 15 years that did not win a championship. So the seniors there were ready to take the trophy back to Mercer Island. Last year, that was just Bellevue's year again. They came in, they took care of business, and to repeat is an accomplishment now. Especially with the level of talent, your Eastside Catholics, your Skylines, your Issaquahs. Bainbridge is still in the hunt. You got a lot of teams coming up to you, and to be able to repeat like Bellevue has a chance of doing right now with a 6-goal lead is really impressive, and winning 3 of the last 4 state championships.
It's a factory over there in Bellevue. Their football team, #1 in the country by Sports Illustrated as well. And let's see if they can hang on to do a two-peat at least here right now at halftime. They're up 7-1. You're watching the Washington State High School Championship Game Division I presented by Muscle Milk right here on the Lacrosse Network. We'll be back with more right after this. This Washington State Lacrosse High School Division I Championship is sponsored by Muscle Milk. Ready to drink, it's a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle, and protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk Workout Recovery Fuel. Give me strength. Ready to second half action. Scott Oshman along with Hall of Famer Tony Olney and Tony. Mercer Island did well on faceoffs. They do again to start the second, but what do they have to do to get back in this game down 7-1?
Well, first thing is ignore the scoreboard. You got to play it like it's 0-0. You know, as the Chinese say, the 1,000-mile journey begins with the first step, and that's what they need to do. They need to take the first step of getting the ball moving and getting some good shots where they're making Medeiros move. If you look at Medeiros right now, he's struggling against the sun. This is a tough east-west field this time of night.
Mahoney now with the ball out front, setting it up. Tries to set off the pick. Mahoney drives downfield and gets a bouncer to go through. Medeiros gives it up, and just like you drew it up, Coach Olney.
You know, you got to win the quarter. We're up 1-0 now. Let's keep it going. Ignore it. Nice shot, bounce shot. That sun is tough, and you can look at Medeiros struggling with it right now. You know, every lacrosse helmet has a little visor, but that's not going to help you with a nice overhand shot coming out of that sun. Bounce just under the crossbar. A really nice shot by Mahoney.
He's taken a few tonight. That one got it done. Face-off battle again. Diving players on the ground, and Chase York comes up with it. A huge possession again for Mercer Island. Get it up front to Conway. Devlin Conway working the face-off. Svedstedt takes a big fire, but wide. Steen cannot find the rhythm right now. He's had a few on goal. You see Cooper Johnson working out front on Dakota Jones. Gets it to the back, now up, misfires. Going across the midfield, loose ball. And again, Chase York comes up with it, but intercepted almost by Jones. Dakota Jones trying to get in there. Mercer able to handle it. Preisler working around, now grabs the double. Still with it. And they finally get it back up top to Johnson. Cooper Johnson had the idea, but the big stick of Gulrajani, yeah.
Picked it right out of the air, looking into the sun. That was a really nice play.
Riley Gulrajani fires it upfield. Another loose ball on the far side. Bellevue comes up with it. Bethke. He was feeling good in the first half, Bethke was.
He's strong, too. He took a nice two-hander right to the lower arm, and that ball didn't pop out of his stick at all.
Again, Bethke moving to Columbus. Going to be an Ohio State Buckeye next year. Again, they had a tremendous run in the tourney in college lacrosse.
Lacrosse is shifting west.
Yeah, you had Denver, you have Ohio State, and then even, I know it's East Coast, but Penn State had a good run, a newly D1 program. Lean now behind the cage, gets it back to Bethke.
So they're back to locking off Cole Johnson now. He's not going to see the ball unless it's on an inbounds or a loose ball.
Hale with the ball. Back over to Pratt. Riley Pratt, the senior. Ball. Quickly didn't know where it was, then they got it. Hale fires back down to Bethke. Bethke looking on York. Turns around, fires, and it's good. Hank Bethke is filling it up.
Bethke's having a tremendous championship game. You know, he's just a second-team All-State player. Well, the way he's playing today, he's an All-American. Boy, ankle breaker, right? Ankle breaker, dodge in the second quarter, comes around strong with the officials putting the stall on here in the third quarter. 3 goals, 1 assist, having a tremendous championship game.
Bellevue stretching the lead. Mercer came out of this second half with a goal. Now it's 8-2. Mercer again comes up with possession off the faceoff. Shot wide again by Svedstedt.
But, you know, he had guys open. You know, they need to move the ball.
That was an issue in the first half. Part of the big success they had in their first meeting on May 3rd. Took them to the wire. Bellevue ended up winning 9-8. Wind picking up. Sun in the keeper's eyes. Medeiros, number 13, doing a tremendous job. Mahoney. Another little bouncer off stick in the corner. Mahoney, his second consecutive goal.
There's been a long line of Mahoney's playing very well on this very turf, and you're seeing it this time. You know, just another nice shot, using the sun, bounce shot, sneaking it in there. 2 on the board so far for Mahoney.
Mercer Island trying to crawl back in this championship game. Call, and it'll be Mercer Island ball. Condon.
See, get a little momentum.
6:46 left to go in the third quarter. Mercer Island getting their personnel. They want Mahoney back on the field, and they'll get him here. Now he's got the ball. Mahoney, one of the few that's figured out. Medeiros loses it, but Preisler comes up with it. Condon now gets it off. Reisman. He likes what he sees. It fires. It hits off Medeiros, sticking in. Mercer Island now on a run.
Yeah, Medeiros is really struggling with the sun. I think if you're going to get back into it, it's right now. You're winning face-offs. Make sure you take those shots because the clouds are coming in, but you're going to have the sun for a few more minutes. Maybe this is your chance to sneak back into this game.
(8-4) now, cuts it in half. Another face-off for the Islanders. Devlin Conway doing it all himself. Gets it up to Condon. Andrew Matthews, 14 there on the defense for Bellevue. Now they find it low into Preisler. Preisler working around the edge. Goes right, then he swings it. Medeiros off his right leg. Good save.
That one hurt, but that was a big save.
.523 now in the third quarter. Mercer Island starting to find the mojo. Physical play. Bottomley, the sophomore, had a big goal, the first goal of the night. Hendrickson doesn't like it. He pauses and pops it in top right shelf. Are you kidding me? Sophomore Brett Bottomley. I can't even say his last name.
And you don't see that very often. Not many sophomores play in this Mercer Island team. They're so deep. Where is he coming from? You know, the future looks bright for Mercer Island with him playing, but what you saw right there, he took advantage of Bellevue's aggression there. The defenders are hitting him hard, almost knocked him down 2 times. He set his defender up with a nice little rollback. And a beautiful shot. That barely rippled the net. Accuracy over velocity.
Sometimes a little softer. The floaters will work as Bellevue tries to keep it in bounds. Jenkins thought he had kept it in. As you see the coaches down on the bottom of your screen, you can see
it's called an illegal procedure on that. I don't know if he touched the ball with his hand or he withheld it from play, or he possibly was out of bounds when he touched the ball.
Officials tonight again didn't get a chance. Eric Karaski, Matt McCarthy, Jim O'Brien, and Keith McPhee. Veteran staff here tonight looking on for this state championship game. Mercer Island now, Mahoney. Feeling it. Rocker goes right, left. Now he's got open teammates. Swing it back around. Svedstedt loses it. Hendrickson there for the pickup. Hendrickson hobbled by that brace. And Hank Bethke makes it 4 with a quick rip and buries it past Rothenberg.
Yeah, Bethke, the momentum stopper right there. Nice shot, nice goal. You know, Mercer Island was feeling it, and that's what you worry about. The quick strike ability of Bellevue there, their athleticism. You got things going in your right direction, but just that quickly, Bellevue can stop your momentum.
What a transition, fast break. We didn't see that as much the first game when they met May 3rd. Tonight, it has been unleashed. Bellevue comes up with a rare face-off. Simon Jenkins, one of the best.
Yeah, Mercer Island won 6 straight this quarter.
Hale. Toss it around to Dakota Jones. Now back with Bethke. Bethke. Flames coming off Bethke's stick tonight. 4 goals. Dakota Jones. One of the tougher kids in the Bellevue program. Wind picking up.
Got him hung up.
Now he doesn't know where he's going to go. Tries to get across, finds a cutter. Good stop by Rothenberg.
Uh-oh, something happened behind the play.
Ball on the green. Hale and Rothenberg.
Oh, they're going to call it on the goalie. So there's going to be a 1-minute slash, a little extracurricular behind the play.
So another interesting moment here is...
So in this particular case, Scotty Lee's got to come in, the second string goalie. On a personal foul, a 1-minute penalty, the goalie has to serve it. You got no time to warm him up. You just start playing unless you want to use a timeout.
Scotty Lee, a sophomore, number 3 now in goal for Mercer Island. 3:11 left to go here in the third quarter. 9-5, Bellevue on top. Hale swings around Dakota Jones. Zach Taylor out, or Simon Jenkins. Jenkins now with it, back to Dakota. Cole Johnson. The goal in the first half. Now they're quickly moving it around. Finds Had, lean. Bethke to lean, a quick stick, and they strike again, 10-5.
Really nice setup on that, and a lot of patience. I was almost going to be critical that you got a new goalie in. Let's get some shots on him. But Bellevue, they again, a free-flowing man up, they run, but they're patient. They're experienced players. They waited for the perfect shot.
Benji Rothenberg now served his time. He's back in goal. They were moving around the horn very, very quickly until Hunter Lean found a crack. And Bethke with a nice dish. Mahoney loses it. Bellevue comes up with it once again. Back behind is Cole Johnson. Zach Taylor on him. 10-5, 1:54 left to go in this third quarter. Mercer Island made a big push coming out of the break. But now Bellevue is kind of shown their will here. Hale getting some physical play, beats his man, now dishes off to Dakota Jones. He whips it! And it strikes right through the pipes. 11-5, Dakota Jones. Bellevue Wolverines are feeling good.
Yeah, certainly weathered the storm there. They lost control the first half of the third quarter. Again, it was face-offs. The great game the Condons have it in there in the face-offs. But again, Bellevue's ability to strike from anywhere on the lacrosse field with anybody. All their players can score.
And you've talked about the gunner Dakota Jones, and he unleashed a cannon right there. Jenkin now with another face-off win. Lean couldn't hang on, but they get the rebound. Now to Bethke. Bethke pointing, directing traffic. Medlock on him. Bethke dishes it, but a great stop by Rothenberg. Tried to get it to Matthews. Rothenberg now doubled and tied up, but holds on to the ball. He flings it, and it goes out of bounds, but they are saying a timeout. Are they saying a timeout?
No, just the horn. He just threw it away. He was getting a little frustrated. He was getting doubled. He was getting carved up by both Bellevue guys. He got frustrated, looking for a call from the referee, but not going to get that call in this game.
Bethke now goes to work. Cole Johnson. One of the best, a little burn wormer, and it makes its way, pierces the back of the net. Cole Johnson getting his work in here in the second half. All of a sudden, Bellevue 12, Mercer Island 5.
And that's the strength of Cole Johnson. That's why he's going to Division I school to play lacrosse. Gets his hands free with the guy draped all over him and still lasers a worm burner in between Rothenberg's leg. Went 5-hole on him. Also had a little something to say after that, so not sure what's going on down there, but I'm sure Mercer Island's getting a little frustrated.
Finally, they get a win there. Shot right off the face-off by Conway.
Yeah, I thought Jenkins had Conway figured out, but then he comes with the plunge and pop and got a shot there.
1 minute, under 1 minute left to go in this third quarter. There's another shot stopped by Medeiros. Riesman tried to get it by him, but Medeiros not going to have it. Now the ball loose. Diving is Mahoney. But Matthews comes up with it, and that's the third quarter. We have one more quarter to go to crown the 2013 Washington State Boys Division I State Championship. And we'll see. It could be exciting. 12-5, but you never know what can happen. This Washington State Division I championship game is sponsored by Muscle Milk. From the first faceoff to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Muscle Milk workout recovery fuel. Give me strength. Joined now in the booth, another, we've had all kinds of great guests. Will Nichols here with Sports in Schools. Didn't know we were on this camera. Everybody say hello to Will. Will, thanks for coming out tonight.
Thank you, Scott. It's good to be here.
We talked to in the first game about your organization.
Yep.
And tell everybody you do some amazing things for schools that don't have all the equipment, that don't have all the capital and all the money to get equipment and the players these opportunities. Tell us a little bit more about what your organization does.
Like most folks know, Scott, that budget cuts have really impacted sports, have really impacted school sports, and Sports in Schools was founded in 2009 to help combat some of those budget cuts that are facing schools, especially low-income, poverty-impact neighborhoods where communities don't have the resources to fund the athletic opportunities for those schools. So Sports in Schools, we've raised about over $300,000 since we started in 2009, and we keep trying to raise more money to give it away to kids who can keep the opportunities going for sports.
I like also as they've continued now fourth quarter play here to our right, Mercer Island with the ball. The other thing is about leveling the playing field. I thought that was one of the great things that your organization has been able to do on those lower income parts of the cities around Washington State and try and get those programs so it's not so have and have not.
Yeah, there are a lot of leagues, the Metro League, the Seamont League here in the Seattle area locally, where the division of those who have and those who don't have resources, it's a pretty big gap. And so we're trying to do what we can to create opportunities. Today, just today, we had our girls basketball camp, giving girls opportunity to play basketball from schools that wouldn't otherwise have that chance.
Outstanding. Well, I appreciate you stopping
by.
by.
It's
Great to learn more about your great organization, and you can check it out online. Sportsinschools.org.
You got it. Sportsinschools.org.
All right, Will Nichols here with us. Thank you very much.
Good
Appreciate
to
the
see you.
time.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
enjoy the end of this one as we've got a player down as we get back into the game and rejoin Tony Olney.
Yeah, Sweetstead got hit on the ride by his own player. I think it was either Preisler got him, and then I don't think anybody noticed that the ball went across midfield and he's down there. Took a real awkward hit. They were both trying to get underneath Medeiros' stick to get that ball popped out and got hit by his own guy.
So we were talking to Will Nichols there. We saw Mercer Island had possession off the face-off, had a shot, Medeiros with a stop. And that's where we are. 10:49 left here in the fourth quarter. 12-5. Lacrosse is a phenomenal game, and it's kind of like runs in basketball. You just never know. 12-5 is deep, but not that big.
Yeah, the key is now Mercer Island's got to play a little crazy. You got to start taking risks. 7 goals in 11 minutes can be done, but you're going to have everything go your way. A few good saves, a lot of risk-taking, a lot of shots.
When you were coaching, you had to come down bigger deficits in smaller amounts of time than this.
Not the teams I coach.
Come on, Tony.
I wish I could say we had one of those, but no.
Cole Johnson with the ball now. Dishes it inside to Lean. Easy as it goes. Cole Johnson to the other senior, Hunter Lean, for his second goal tonight. 13-5. That's not what you're looking for if you're the Islanders.
And that's just good eye contact between two players that have played a lot of lacrosse together. That's not a play. That's just a little nod, a little twitch of the head, and it sets it up for the quick stick goal by Lean.
Driving the dish by Lean. 13-5, 10:39. Mercer Island now a chance to at least make up some room. Shot, great stop by Medeiros.
Yeah, we're going to have a penalty here.
Justin Roram, who's been relatively quiet tonight. And he's going to get the call.
Yeah, Gilbert Johnny got a 30-second push there.
Man up now for Mercer. 10:26 left to go in the fourth quarter. Lots of great lacrosse coming up on the Lacrosse Network, LXM Pro Tour. Stay right here, thelacrossenetwork.com or YouTube/TLN for everything lacrosse. Swinging it now, Mahoney. Tremendous defensive play by Bellevue. And Jenkins wants into the fun.
Almost got themselves a shorthanded goal there.
Garrett Moffitt, who you talked about at the top of the broadcast, had a great defensive play, number 10 for Bellevue down there to stop that Mahoney shot. And now you've got Cole Johnson now just driving it one-on-one all alone, and he puts it in the back.
Yeah, for Cole Johnson, this is gravy time here because they're playing you overly aggressive, and you saw it down there for the battle for the ground ball. He is so strong. He lost the ball, gets it right back, gets a little open field to work with. Mercer Island, again, having to gamble, and gambling against Johnson is like gambling against Vegas. You know, you're not going to win. Everybody comes home a winner, but they did not build those buildings on the backs of winners.
He joins Hank Bethke now for 4 goals tonight on my count. Mercer Island does get that face-off. Devlin Conway, the junior. Now you start talking about your seniors on both sides here in their last game of high school lacrosse. Preisler gets it back out to Evan Condon. Condon just a sophomore. Mercer Island, they go down here tonight. There's no doubt they'll be back with a fury next year.
Yeah, they always reload. Both these teams, they don't rebuild, they reload.
Rothenberg, the goalie, just a junior. Medeiros for Bellevue, just a junior. Roram tries to make a pass out of bounds. Great diving save.
Nice hustle
by Condon. Riesman now with the ball, number 12. Coming into your screen. Here he is. Draws 2. Back out to Condon. He thinks about it. We talk about this each time. The defensive players never get enough credit. We don't call their names enough. They've done an amazing job for Bellevue tonight and all year long. There's a shot off goal.
The ability of the Bellevue defenders to close the gap so quickly. You think you got a first shot, you think you got plenty of time, and you don't. They're just so athletic.
Roram working from X. Comes around. Quick shot there by Cooper Johnson.
And that's a classic example right there. Goal run Johnny got there so quick that Johnson thought he had above the goal line extended. He never got there. That shot never had a chance because of goal run Johnny's quickness.
Senior defender number 20 for Bellevue. Saw him there taking on Roram, Riley Pratt.
And anytime you got your captain and an All-American defender in Blake Bacharach, their first team All-League, getting to play center field, getting to play monster man, rover man, it's going to be a long, long day for your offense.
7:40 left in this one. Bellevue. Mahoney now, big check there by Matthews, another senior defender. Tackled in the midfield. Bellevue comes up with it. Backer to Johnson, Cole Johnson. Working one-on-one, spins. Tries a step down, Rothenberg there to get it. Now Rothenberg coming out. In the first half, we saw him go twice to goal.
Looks like Mercer Island will take a timeout. Save your goalie there. Good timeout.
You see Bellevue, John Bauman in your screen. Tremendous success. Looks like he's going to win his second consecutive championship. Have to look back. How many is that? Is that?
So he won, in 10, 1 in 12. Now looks like he's going to win 1 in 13.
9th season for him. Well, this championship game is brought to you by Muscle Milk. Ready to drink? It's a delicious protein-enhanced beverage that helps promote workout recovery, lean muscle growth, and sustained energy. From the first face-off to the final whistle, every fast break, ground ball, and set play is a battle. Protein helps you win it. Find Muscle Milk at your local convenience or grocery retailer or at the gym. Muscle Milk Workout Recovery Fuel. Give me strength. Also want to talk to you and make sure we tell you about our good friends at Wrecking Ball Demolition. Wrecking Ball Demolition, it's a proud sponsor all season long and this Division I championship game. They offer full building demolitions, neater, cleaner, and faster. Wrecking Ball Demolition, demolition with a difference. Learn more, visit wreckingballDemo.com.
Looking at some of these players out here, they're guys that have played football, they're great athletes, and you look at the attention Lacrosse is getting now. I understand that Coach Jim Mora from UCLA is here in the stands, and Blake Backer's going to UCLA, not to play football, but he's going to UCLA. Pete Carroll was at the semifinal game out at Mercer Island. He was tweeting about congratulations.
I saw his tweet.
Yeah, Big Low, the biggest sports fan in Seattle's here. Already been talking to Paul Sylvie. So this is getting the attention of a lot of big players here in the Seattle area.
It is one of the fastest growing and greatest games here on the West Coast and in the state of Washington that tell you anytime people check this game out, boys or girls, they fall in love with it. Dakota Jones once more. There's a little low to high by Bethke. It's just a little too high. Goes over the goal. It'll stay Bellevue ball. You're absolutely right. Great to have this game get more attention. Great coverage.
The best job in football, Clint Gresham's here. He's the long snapper for the Seahawks. When I coach football, the first guy on the bus, the first guy off the bus is your long snapper.
The unsung hero. Another shot by Eric Hale. Hale's a junior, hasn't decided where he wants to go play lacrosse or if he's going to play lacrosse.
This is fun time, for your Bellevue seniors. Soak it in. Your last 5 minutes of lacrosse, you're going to have a championship.
There's a flag as Rothenberg looked over to play on. Here's Kieran Coles, again, another Mercer Island kid we have not talked about too much tonight.
Yeah, we're going to have a 1 minute slash on Cole Johnson, so it's a continuation until Mercer Island loses control of the ball.
Another flag goes up.
Going to have 2 men up.
Preisler gets it over to Roram. Justin Roram, the senior, playing his last high school game.
So it'll be 2 men up for 30 seconds, and then 1 man up for the final 30.
4:59 left to go in this one. We'll have a player of the game right after the conclusion. And our first game, the Division II championship, was outstanding. Came down right to the wire, right to the last second. Will Snyder for Nathan Hale, putting it through with seconds left to give them their first state championship title. For Nathan Hale. And we had him in Jack McIntyre up here for the players of the game. As you see, Mercer Island now, Roram. Big skip pass to Riesman, and he finally makes it happen and punches it through.
Yeah, that just shows how quick Bellevue's defense is and how hard Mercer Island had to work to earn that goal. They're 2 men up. They still had to work hard to get a quality shot, but it's always good to put the ball in Reisman's stick because more times than not, he's going to put it home for you.
Reisman getting congratulated as he comes off. Obviously disappointed, excited to get that goal. Now 14-6 with 4:22 left to go.
You know, Conway certainly has not given up, and he's just dominated the face-off ends.
And he did that May 3rd, that regular season game he dominated.
You know, just a junior, so.
Chase York!
Rung that off the pipe.
Well, they almost from the bleachers. Another great senior.
Yeah, they're going to put him on offense to see if he can't get a goal here.
Condon with the ball, trying to get it to the other side. Condon makes a big rip as Bellevue players are flying over Mercer Island players, and there it is, Chase York. The senior gets his goal by Medeiros, and he goes over to the Mercer Island fans, and they give him a big round of applause as he deserves it.
It's a real nice thing to do for a senior, for a long pole. Doesn't get a lot of shots, doesn't get a lot of glory. They worked out well. And I give Mercer Island credit. They're still playing hard, you know. They're going to go out on their shield tonight.
14-7, 3:37 left as you see the Mercer Island crowd hanging with it. These two programs and communities support lacrosse unlike any other. Timeout, Bellevue. And you're watching the Washington State Lacrosse High School Boys Championship Game Division I presented by Muscle Milk right here on the Lacrosse Network. Keep on this Lacrosse Network YouTube channel or lacrossenetwork.com. Great stuff coming up. All full coverage of the MLL season. Great coverage of LXM Pro Tours. Everything lacrosse. You see Ian O'Horn talking to his Mercer Island kids.
You know, and he was all positive there. I could read his lips, just saying, just keep playing hard. Let's finish strong. Let's do it for our seniors.
It has been a tremendous inaugural season here for our Washington State Game of the Week, our championship weekend. Everybody on our crew, thank you to Mike McQuaid, the Sports Information Director for U.S. Lacrosse, the Washington chapter, our executive producer, Teresa Whipple, both our production crews, Angelo Camo with HBN, and 17 Media, Tim Exton and his crew along this season. We hope to be back next year with even more lacrosse coming your way here out of the state of Washington.
No, it's been a tremendous having the game shown live, and I've got a lot of feedback about that, about how much they appreciate seeing the games on live. It's wonderful that Comcast covers it, but you know, it's days later before you can see the game, and this is the excitement with the live stream going on there.
It's always fun to talk to these kids and their families about other family and friends from across the country, sometimes around the world, who aren't traditionally able to see them play. And with the incredible technology here on the interwebs, we're able to do it.
We just got a tweet right now. You know, Spencer Haas, you know, for the Philadelphia 76ers, was watching the D2 game, wanted to congratulate his old teammate Drew Snyder. Now, Spencer Haas played for the Queen Anne middle school team.
What a goal, Tony, while you're telling that. Roram dives in, jumps in. That almost looked like a box lacrosse NLL goal right there.
Yeah, that was a good box goal, good strength, nice goal. Mercer Island's going to play hard right to the very end. But I was talking to Chris Snyder years ago, and he always said a funny story about in middle school, here you have this gangly 6-foot-tall attackman, Spencer Haas, and I guess he made the right choice compared to the salaries of a pro lacrosse player to a pro basketball player. I hate to say this, and the Kangaroo Court's going to fine me for this, but he made a better choice playing basketball than playing lacrosse.
Yeah.
At least for his pocketbook.
Yeah, I understand. If you're a Husky basketball fan, you're unhappy that he had to leave, but we understand why, and we probably all would have done the same thing. And
you put enough zeros on the end of a paycheck
exactly.
with my name on it.
Spencer Hawes, again, having fun watching his Panthers usually contend every year in the state basketball tournament. One of the elite basketball programs in the state of Washington, and the Seattle Prep team as well. Winding down, 2:30 left, 14-8 Bellevue really took control of this game from the start as Mahoney flies one way high and out of bounds. But Preisler there to back it up. Getting it to Chase. Chase already has one goal and had a second shot that went wide. That one misses. Roram tries to get it inside. Ball's down. People are pushing and shoving, and now it's getting a little out of control.
Yeah, sit Dakota Jones down. He just put a two-hander right on the head. Sit him down for the rest of the game. Get him out. You won your championship. Let's not get anybody hurt.
See, out of your screen, Dakota Jones will sit down. And now it's a time that can't see it on your screen, but these are big rosters. There's a lot of kids on the sidelines. 2 minutes left. We'll have a player of the game. Probably a couple as they get it back to York. Now the ball is free. Big push. Oh, and Riesman comes up with it.
Oh! They're going to call Ryan
Eskenazi. He had an absolute crushing blow as he comes off. We see the ref.
And they're going to call that unreleasable, unsportsmanlike. I can understand with 2 minutes left, we don't need to be lighting guys up, taking a 10-yard run at them. Now, Bellevue's going to be 3 men down. We saw this early in the year in another game when they were 3 men down. You just don't see it that often.
Now the officials trying to get these teams to stay under control. You see, put his flag back. Bauman trying to get his team under control here on the sidelines. Minute 52 left. As Bellevue's just left, as they pan left to see Bellevue now. You see the sidelines. The kids are getting excited, and finally York puts his second through. 6-on-3, Chase York. 2 goals is a long stick.
Now, some of these penalties
long
have
pole.
long pole. Some of these penalties have been unreleasable, so I'm not quite sure, but Bellevue's still going to be man down. It's when you read the newspaper tomorrow, this game might look a little bit closer than it really was, with a bit of the undisciplined play here at the end.
If you just joined us, which you probably didn't, but it was a track meet in the first half. Third quarter belonged the first half of that third quarter. Mercer Island came out big. They were down 7-1. As Mercer Island gets it. But Bellevue withstood the Mercer Island run and came back. York wants another, and he gets it. A hat trick for the defenseman. Chase York.
I think we should have had him on man up at the beginning of the game playing offense. Holy cow. Well, it's an odd angle, but he can rip it.
They were talking the trend now of long stick middies and defenders. These long poles are getting in the offensive end. You saw that in the D1 tourney.
It's so hard to defend that shot. And they're still man up.
Riesman, 14-10, 4 goals. A minute 20 left. Medeiros with a big save.
And they're going to call Bellevue for interference. That was a good call. That's a good call. They're taking shots at Mercer Island when they got possession.
All of a sudden, the Mercer Island faithful alive again.
Yep, we're still man up.
14-10. York wants more. Loses it. He's going to get it here in the midfield. Now it's to Mahoney. Mahoney thinks about it. Drives left, gets his hands free, but off the mark.
So run your man up here. Don't forget your man up.
Roram takes a rip. Rebound picked up by Bellevue. Now a long clear. Benji goes out of the goal, and he's going after a Bellevue player.
Really uncalled for.
Mahoney sends Lean on the turf. It's getting really scrappy now. And the official's going to call a timeout. Excuse me, that's Mercer Island timeout. Charlie Vetter held on to it for Mercer Island with under a minute left to go. 14-10, you're right. It's going to look like in the box score tomorrow morning a totally different game.
Yeah, a little closer than it was, but some surprisingly undisciplined play by Bellevue at the end. I know this is a rivalry game, and I know there's some frustrations here, and the coaches are John of the officials, and I can understand it. I mean, it's a big game. These guys know each other. They've been playing together since they've been in third grade. But again, you got to keep your composure. You have a bigger responsibility than just winning a championship. You have a bigger responsibility as a lacrosse player than just playing the game. The bigger responsibility comes down to the fact that this game has been handed to us by the Native Americans, and we're here to respect it. And these kids need to show that respect down there too.
Great seeing the Tewaaraton Award winners in both women's and men's lacrosse. Rob Pinnell, wow, is he something to watch?
Yeah, just a great player. I mean, just a great player. And an interesting story in the fact that, unfortunately, he had the means to do it, that he had to quit school because you can't get a fifth year in the Ivy League. So he literally had to quit school, drop all his classes just to get ready to come back the next year and re-enroll.
Schwartzman for Maryland on the women's side coming up short. One of the best women's lacrosse games I have ever seen. 3 overtimes. Sudden death win. First national championship for North Carolina. As you see the Bellevue fans trying to get their team back up now. Under a minute left to go in the state championship game. 14-10. Riesman working on Dakota Jones, had an alley. Big shot. Medeiros there for the save. Roram now comes inside, gets shoved, and it's good. Gurajani shoved him in the back, threw on the doorstep of the crease, and he was able to put it through.
Wow, it's unfortunate for Mercer Island that there's not about 4 more minutes left in this game. You can certainly build on this and say, hey, we just ran out of time.
17 seconds left to go. 14-11. We'll have a player of the game. And who is our player of the game, Tony?
Well, I think it's co-players of the game and Bethke and Johnson. I mean, holy cow. They have 9 goals between them, a couple of an assist. They played an outstanding game today.
Dakota Jones taking the face-off duties from Jenkins. Whistle blowing. It looked like Bauman wanted a timeout before, and it is. Bellevue will get a timeout. Probably wants to talk to his club about their.
Yeah, when they're trying to communicate with the officials here on the far side, as soon as you got the ball in the attacking goal, or you had to keep it there, and Coach Bauman saw his player running out, so I think he called the timeout while he was still in the box, and they just want to keep possession, and you never know. So let's hang on to the ball.
14-11. 7 seconds left to go in this one. We'll try and get those 2 players up here into the booth.
So I got them down for Bethke having, 4 goals, 2 assists. Johnson having 5 goals. That was it today. Those guys really carried the torch for the offense. Worked well together. I'd like to talk to Bethke about that ankle breaker dodge. That was something else. And just how he was feeling it. All his shots were dropping.
Bethke definitely had a laser in between the pipes tonight, coming up big in that first half. Really started the roll for Bellevue, and then Cole Johnson did what he's done all season, his whole career. As you see him with the ball, and there's it. The 2013 Washington State Division I champions, the Bellevue Wolverines. Their second consecutive championship. And they can add another state title to the voluminous trophy case across the water in Bellevue High School.
You know, just a tremendous season. You think about it, Bellevue hasn't lost a game in the state of Washington now for 2 straight seasons. Obviously the most dominant team in the state.
So we try to get Bethke and Johnson up in the booth. You see Bellevue celebrating. Just a tremendous program. John Bauman doing an amazing job. 9th season, 125 and 53, and I bet those 53 losses were in the early days.
Yeah, you know, they really were. I remember coaching against Bellevue, a bunch of small guys, but they were learning to play the game right, and they built the foundation. You know, a few of those guys that had all those losses now are assistant coaches. So, you know, obviously they were taught how to play the game right, and, you know, congratulations. I like the way that the chapter runs the championships, let the kids run down on the field. That's nice. That's why you want to play for your high school. That's why lacrosse needs to be part of a high school for this experience. You know, being on a premier team or a club team, it's just not the same as playing for your high school.
Longtime friends, teammates. Ian O'Hearn, the head coach for Mercer Island. Always tough playing your friends.
Yeah, it is. And you know, like I said, these guys have been playing against each other since they were in 3rd grade. You know, they play together on all-star teams. They know each other really, really well.
Again, want to thank everybody here at the Lacrosse Network for our Washington State Game of the Week all season, both boys and girls lacrosse. Also, U.S. Lacrosse Washington State Chapter Sports Information Director Mike McQuaid, our executive producer Teresa Whipple, Angela Camo, the entire HBN crew doing a phenomenal job all season long, both the girls championship and both championship games today. Bellevue comes up on top, 14-11. We'll be back in just a second with the post-game interview with Hank Bethke and Cole Johnson. Stay with us. We'll be right back. As the players make it up, want to make sure you know that the Washington State Championship Boys High School Lacrosse game has been presented by Muscle Milk. Want to thank them for their sponsorship as we get these 2 players in the booth.
Where are we standing?
Okay, we're back. You're looking right over there.
Slide over.
Cole Johnson, number 23 right
You're
here.
good.
Hank Bethke
You're
right
good.
here.
You're good.
Cole, we'll start with you. Your last 3 years playing lacrosse here at Bellevue, 3 championships. How's it feel?
Oh, it's amazing. Like, I couldn't ask for anything better. No way to go out my senior year.
And Tony, I know you wanted to talk to Hank about a couple moves he put on some people tonight.
Yeah, tremendous game. You have 4 goals, 2 assists, but you got to tell me in that second quarter, that ankle breaker dodge, I haven't seen that out of you. Boy, that was wonderful. And that's something you would see at the Division I level. That was a beautiful dodge. Tell me about that.
It's just what I saw in the play. I mean, I just let the game come to me. I had the dodge and I took it.
Yeah. So tell me, you're really familiar with these Mercer Island guys. It's tough. You guys play together on all-star teams. You've been playing together since 3rd grade, right? Mm-hmm. Against these guys.
Yeah.
And they played really hard at the end. I don't know if you guys are getting tensed up about it or not, but just tell me about your approach to the championship game and how you end up controlling this game pretty much for, I'd say, 47 or 45 of the 48 minutes.
I mean, it really comes down to our coaches. I mean, we were the most prepared team in the state, along with being the most talented, and we proved it tonight, I think. And being up 14-5 going into the 4th quarter against a great Mercer Island team is a big accomplishment for us, and looking to repeat next year.
Cole, now you're moving on. What does it mean? You're going to the Military Academy, West Point. What are you going to bring with you here that you've learned here in Bellevue to this next step?
It's all about teamwork. That's what it comes down to in the end. You can be a one-man team, but it's not going to win you a championship. And I think West Point has a great team, and I love the coach, I love the players, and I'm just really excited to go there.
And you're going to pass the torch here to Mr. Bethke here. He's got to keep the tradition alive. Any words of advice here in his senior year?
Just make sure to keep the team together. One family.
We've been playing together for 3 years. We know what we're doing.
Excellent. Well, Cole Johnson, Hank Bethke here. The state champion Bellevue Wolverines one more time, gentlemen. Congratulations again. Tremendous season, a tremendous night tonight. Their win over the Mercer Island Islanders. And we'll be back to wrap this one up right after this. The Washington State Championship game presented by Muscle Milk right here on the Lacrosse Network.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations. Great job. Congratulations.
Nice job. Congratulations. Tony, it has been an incredible year for lacrosse in the state of Washington. It's been great to show our state, our talent, all the great people in the organization, U.S. Lacrosse Washington State Chapter this year for our Game of the Week and these championship games. Just sum up the season tonight. What's your thoughts on where we are here for this game in this state of Washington?
Well, I tell you what, the lacrosse world is moving west, and you saw it right here. And for all the people that tuned in from across the nation, we play a very high level of lacrosse. You see the tremendous growth in the state. And I think really what you're going to start seeing every year from here on out is the depth of players. There's some teams out here that have 10 good players, but next year there's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 teams that have got 20 good players. And it's going to keep going down. And, one day lacrosse is going to be the game in the state in the spring. Football may have the fall, lacrosse will have the spring.
Well, it's been fantastic. Bellevue wins their championship again. And for everybody here on the Lacrosse Network, our executive producer, Teresa Whipple, Angela Camo, and the entire production staff. For Tony Olney, I'm Scott Oshman. Tony, it's been a fantastic run. It's been a pleasure. We'll see you next year. For Steve Willits, for everybody who's helped this season, this is Scott Oshman saying so long from Memorial Stadium here in downtown Seattle, where Bellevue Wolverines are our state champions for boys lacrosse here in the state of Washington. Good night, everybody.